G-Square Solutions presenting G-Square EMR. It's a Windows-based application to maintain patient consultation history and patient files. Getting started to our application, once we click on the icon of G-Square EMR, a window opens named Login Entry, where we have login name and password. First time of login, we have to give the login name as admin and default password as G-Square. After that, click Login. Here comes the admin page of our application. You need to take a periodic backup to ensure data security. Now comes the registration part. For doctor registration, go to registration and click doctor. Please enter all the mandatory fields. Enter the ID also. The ID which will be the username for the doctor and the default password will be G-Square as far as we change that through the utility in the doctor's login. With this login ID, you can switch to the doctor's login window. Here comes the doctor's list, which is a list of doctors who all have been registered. In single user application, there is license to register only one doctor. Here you can view the updated doctor details. Next we have service tabs, where we have charts for adding new preferences. For example, if we want to enter a new eye diagnosis, you need to enter the diagnosis in the header part and save it. The new templates will be updated successfully. We also have the option for editing and removing the added template. If you want to edit the template, just click the template and click the button and edit. And also you have the option for removing the template. Next comes the allergy, where we can add new allergies, which help the doctors to identify to which medicine the patient is allergic. Here also the editing and removing options are there for updating the new one and deleting the older one options. Next we have the reference tab, where we can enter the details of the doctor by whom the patient have been referred. This can be also further useful when we write a letter to the reference letter or a reply letter to the doctor. Also we have the option for editing and removing the templates. Next comes the comment. We have the comment window, where we can enter the comments about the patient either by personal relation or by professional relations. Comes another tab, report field, where we can enter the category of reports we have, like certificates, letters, discharge summary, or any other reports of the patients. Here we have the option to give the order to the reports according to our preferences. Here also we have the option for editing the order of the prescriptions and also the removing order also. Next we have the service window. The service window preferences means the services other than consultations. Enter the new services. We have the option for entering the rate, click Save. You have the option for also the editing and removing the services which we are added. Next we have is the general backup, that is configuring the system file path. Once a screen appears, it will be asking you to configure your system file path. Here we can set the path of scan folder, patient file, backup path and download path. We have to set the default path for different folders. Browse the path where to save. Next we have is the backup path. There is an option for keeping the backup of all the files for all patients manually if any system crash happens. Next comes is a help tab where you have the user manual as a guide how to use the product and about us and contact us any need for the customer support. Log out and switch on to another user. Doctor's login page will be same as a login page for the admin. Enter the login name and the default password G-Square for the first time and change to the changing password option in the utility. Here comes the master window for our application. Here the main menus are New Patient Registration, Patient Register, Services, Reports, Utility, Administration and Help. Now comes the patient registration. To register a patient, go to New Patient Registration. Here we have only 3 fields mandatory, so that it will take less than 2 minutes for a patient registration. You can later edit or remove the patient if needed. Here we have an option for capturing and deleting the picture of the patient. Patient ID will be auto-generated when we save the record. Once a patient is saved, the application will direct us automatically to the consultation page. This is the patient consultation window where we have option for editing the patient details which we have all added in the patient registration. Next we have the option for entering the diagnosis. Select the diagnosis from the drop down list where we entered from the Preference tab in the admin panel. Select one of the diagnoses or else you can add a new diagnosis by clicking the green button. Here also we have the option for changing the templates. Next comes is the allergy. Select an allergy tab to which patient is allergic, or else you can edit the window here where you can add the new allergy, or you can have the options for editing and removing the allergic medicines. Next we have the option for entering the doctor name by which the patient is referred by, or else you have the option for editing the templates by clicking the green button. Next comes is a comment where we have the option for writing comments about the patients. It may be the personal relationship or the professional relationship. Here also we have the option for adding new comments, editing and removing the comments. Next we have the summary window where we have the option to write the summary of the patients directly over here, or click the green button to add a new template, we have the options for adding the templates. Template header. Double click the templates, it will automatically appear in the summary window. Next, we have the follow-up window, where the doctor can write the follow-up of the patients directly over the window, or click the green button to edit the template header and add a new template. Once a template is added, you have only need is to double click the template. It will automatically appear in the follow-up window. Here you also have the option for adding and editing and removing the template which is already added. Next comes is the prescription tab. As earlier told, we can have the option for writing directly the prescription over the prescription window, or else we can create a new prescriptions over here by clicking the right button. Can add a new select a new template header like stroke, edit the template there, click save. It will automatically templates will be updated. By double clicking the template over there, it appears automatically in the prescriptions window. By right clicking, you can have the option to get edit and remove and updating a new prescriptions. If you want to preview the prescription, you can just click the print. It will give a more legibility in the rather than handwritten prescriptions. It will be more accurate and legible. Since each field is template based structure, once we saved, we can just double click on it. It will be automatically updated, so minimal typing is needed for all this. Next we have the investigation. Type here the investigations about the patient. Next is the certificates. Create a template header for the certificates. Write a new template and double click the templates. It will automatically appear here. If you want to see the preview of the certificate, just click print. You can have a neat printout of the certificates. Next we have is a letter. It may be either the reply letter to the doctor or reference letter to the doctor. Select a doctor from the drop down list. Create a template for the letter, whether it is reply letter or the reference letter. Add a new template. New template added will be updated. Double click the templates. It will automatically appear in the window. Since it is template based structure, once saved, we can just double click on it and have a neat printout of the letters. If you want to see the preview of the letter, just click print. You can have the preview of the letter over there. We can have the consultation history tab, where we can view the consultation history of the patients over a period of time. Another services which we have in our application is image adding option. It's a service provided to the doctors where they can scan the files into an image and attach the files through browse and save it into a particular patient list. Next, we have the another option for adding the videos. If the doctor want to add the interesting cases of the patients, just click on the video and update it from the browse files. Videos will be updated successfully. Now we have the option for adding the fees for the patients. Just add fee over there and click save to update the patient here. If you want to preview the bill, just click print. You can have a preview of your bill. Next, we have the patient register. The patient list will be open by default. It gives a list of all patients who have registered. There are many search criteria where we can use a search option for the patient, either by adding the ID or by name, or else just click on find. There is another option called Today's List, which is a list of the patients who have been consulted for the day. Next we have is the billing. In the bill, the patient who has completed the consultation will be present in the grid. Just double click the bill. The fees, just double click the patient. Fees saved in the consultation page will be generated automatically. If there is any service charges other than consultations, can be added through the add option. Click save, and if you want to see the preview of the bill, you have the option for viewing the bill preview here. Next we have the option for adding the files. Select a patient from the patient list tab and select the type of categories. Then browse the appropriate location in the file path and attach the image and save it. So when the patient comes for consultation, the report will be added to the patient's chart. Next services provided is the copy files. This is another services to save all reports for each patient to a folder through copy files. This can be used as referred, or it can be sent to any other doctor through the mail also. Next we have the report services. We can have the day sheet. In the day sheet register, you can have a preview of the diagnosis and the consulted patients by the doctor. Next is the day summary, which we can have the preview of the consultation over a day. And we have another option called month summary, where we can view the preview of whole month summaries. Next we have is a backup window. This is an option to keep the backup of all files of all patients manually. Click the Browse window and click Backup Process. The backup process will be updating. Need to wait for a few seconds to update the backup process. Backup is successfully completed. Then log out and switch on to another user. Services provided in our application is restoring the backup files. To backup files, you need to log in as admin and password as a defaulted password GSquareEM. Once the application is open, right-click on the application. A Restore button will be shown. Click on the Restore button. In the first text box, browse the path of the latest DB, and the second text box, browse the path of the files and click on to restore. It will take a few minutes for restoring process. Now the restoration is completely completed. Log out from the current user. Thank you for your kind cooperation. Thank you for your kind cooperation.